Greetings! Welcome to the Saturday Softpot Club. It's July the 15th, and the last time I spoke to you, I was going to the Yorkshire Show. Well, I'm back! And it was wonderful. It was a wonderful, wonderful exhibition. And the ladies of the WI were chuffed to bits with it, and it really did make people stop and look and take interest. And I took some of my best plants, of course. In fact, I took all my plants and then had to take half of them back again because I had too many. Mind you, it's nice to have choice, isn't it? It's nice to have choice. Ooh, I dropped my ring. Yes, it was very good indeed. And I took a lot of vegetables. I took my beans, I took my mange tout, dripping with peas. Yes, I think altogether it was a very, very nice exhibit. And the thing is, I'm going to take you down and try again. I do apologise for the last time I tried to take you out there. I think you got a very good shot of my neck for quite a long time. All the wrinkles and everything. Yes, I do apologise. As you can tell, my technical mastery has a lot to learn yet. So yes, this time I'm just going to do the switch around and take you round and not go too far out of range. And hopefully I'll be able to show you some of the magic of the softpot garden, because there's loads of bits that go with the softpot garden. I mean, a softpot garden is really, really personal. I've got elephants, I've got cats, I've got all sorts of images and things sort of in between the plants. I've got stones. Yeah, it's my garden. It's very personal. I tend to find when I go to second-hand shops, if I see an elephant that's on its own, I tend to bring it home, spray it up silver, and put it in with the herd, because I have a herd of silver elephants in my garden. amongst other things too. I don't know, is anybody joining me? Oh, hello. Thank you for joining me. Oh, glad you're feeling better. Yes, I was talking about the Softpot exhibition at the Great Yorkshire Show. I really got quite neurotic about it, I have to admit. I'm surprised, but these things do, don't they? You get involved with it. And I love softpots. I want to show the best, the best, the best. And actually, I had too much of the best. And so, unfortunately, I had to take a lot of it back again, as I said. But, hey, it's down there. I've got it crammed all into my front garden. There's no flags. There's no big uprights. There's nothing. There's no silver elephants. It's just the plants now. But, hey, that's what we're interested in, isn't it? The plants. So, if you hang out here with me, I'm going to try and take you down and just give you a quick go round the garden. Well, I call it a garden. It's 20 feet of gravel at the front of my house. At the back, it's just a deck with a small backyard. It's not like I have a garden. I mean, it's quite ironic, really, isn't it? I have a garden that travels all over the place. But I don't have a garden. Yes. Well, anyway, you'll see. Come with me, and let's have a go. Have to excuse the state of the house. It's been completely abandoned by me getting ready for the Softpot show. So right, this time I'm going to try and turn it round. Hold on a minute. See if I can just get it down here. Oh, sorry. There we are. Right, here we go. This is my front door, and as you see, I haven't got a gate. And this is the Softpot garden. Now it's back here in my little front patch. And I'll walk you down a bit. Some of them are really old and some of them are brand new. This is This is a beauty. She's really old, and she's got a beautiful beautiful pot, if you can see. And there's something else growing in it. I do like growing things together and experimenting a bit, and I've done quite a lot of that this summer. And so yes, and she's wearing, I think it's something that I got at Christmas one year, but it just goes over the top of the cane and makes it look pretty. And yep, here, this was getting eaten alive, and it looks like a really pretty pot. But in actual fact, hi, hiya. But in actual fact, that pot is bristling with defences against slugs, because as I said, I don't use slug pellets in my garden. I don't kill anything. Oh, and here is my pride and joy. This was a spring cabbage that we had for dinner one evening, and I had the end of it left, stuck it in a jar of water, it grew roots, and then I stuck it in a soft pot. And can you see it's grown now into the second pot. It started off in that smaller pot, and then it grew into I've grown it into the second pot, and as it gets bigger, so I'll just keep on growing it. And it's growing there with a moss rose. And I must say, I'm really pleased with my spring cabbage. And here's an unlikely combination. It's a fennel. But on its own, it didn't look particularly happy. And again, it's quite interesting. I put in a moss rose, and suddenly it's just getting on a tree. And you can see it's a beautiful pot. And here's Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, wearing a leopard skin. She's been wearing that for quite a few years now. I've got pictures of her when I first started doing the mobile garden, and she was really tiny. I mean, that's got to probably be 12 years old. And as I said, she's really bad-tempered and she just wants to get you. Oh, here's my chili, my dancing chili lady. Doing all right. Got it on a candlestick. One of my favourite defences against slugs. Get it up off the ground, they can't get to it. And this is a little, this is a pretty one. And that's just a nice little wreath ring made up into a soft pot. And here, that's a pudding. That's a closed top pudding in a fruit bowl. You see, it's not just what you can put into a soft pot. You know, it's what you can put a soft pot into. This is one of my favourites at the moment. It's lamb's ears, and it's just such a beautiful, really quite sophisticated combination. And it's a black and white pot. She's wearing a rather sophisticated dress, if you ask me. And she's got carnations in there as well. And oh yes, lovely. And here we have, that's quite an old pot, that one. That's like 3 years old. I mean, they wear really well. And here, I told you I sort of went a bit berserk when I finished up with all these vegetables, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I put them in different combinations. And this here is actually quite a deep soft pot. I think it was a toilet roll holder, one of those wire things. Anyway, I made it up into a soft pot, and it's got rainbow chard in there, it's got carrots, it's got nasturtium and lobelia. And you know something, they're all getting on quite well. Yeah, and this is how you can get really nice deep pots sometimes, is by commandeering, you know, ordinary sort of household items. This is a beautiful grass. It's just lovely, and it's got a little bit of interest because it's got a couple of succulents in there, if you can see as well. Now this, you see, that there, I'm using blonde tights. I'm using blonde stockings. And that's the difference. I find that with sort of grassy things, blonde works really well. And this is a really old favourite. I just like the combination of that. It's just trouble is, you know, sometimes it's really hard to see the pot, but the pot's there. And that's quite a few years old now, probably 5 years old. Here's a recent one, and it's in again a sort of pot, fruit bowly thing, but it's just so pretty. Yes, yes. And here, that's the Edelweiss. I brought it in before, and can you see? It's a beautiful pot, and see the combination. There's lamb's ears and Edelweiss, and both of them share this sort of furry texture, and so it's really, really good. And there's my apple tree. That's the base of my apple tree, and it's a soft pot, and I sort of made a bit of a wire thing and painted up the leafy bits. But my apple tree is very, very, very happy. Look at that, see? It's got so many apples on it. Yeah, and I've had this quite a few years too. You know, soft pots aren't just, you know, a quick thing. I mean, talking about a quick thing, this one's just annuals in here, and it's a very, very pretty pot. And again, because it's petunias and slugs love petunias, I've stuck it on top of a candlestick. And this is the thing with the soft pot garden. You can stick it on things, you know, and stick things in, on, up. They sit on a candelabra perfectly happily, even with the pointy end. Ooh, yep. And here you can see that I've used, those are really, really tall carnations, really long and floppy jobs. And what I've done is I've just used a bit of fishnet. See, just a bit of fishnet there, just to hold it up. And there is a good example of my perfect slug defense. Brillo, la 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 la. Sometimes you get the same colours on the thing. But that is the best slug defense of all. The slugs aren't stupid. They look at it and they go, oh no, she's got that stuff on it. Don't bother, and they go somewhere else. And here's my pea. I'm telling you about my mange too. There we go. It's raining a bit, but I love the rain. See all my mange too there? Doo, 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 doo. And I'll show you the pot. Oh, and I'll show you my ballast ring as well. And here you see in there I've got quite a few plants. I stuck a few things in there along with the sweet peas. And again, I've used the fishnets to hold everything up. And then, this is the base. The base is a soft pot, but around that base, I've got a ring. Don't know if you can see it. I call them ballast rings. There we are. Can you see? And you can wrap them because they're totally flexible. See, my sweet peas were going to go over, so what I did was I just wrapped them around, and that gives them the support they need. Ta-da! And it looks very, very pretty. So, moving on. Oh, this is one of my favourites. That is a eucalyptus, and it's got a summer flowering thing at the bottom, and I put the two together and I thought, oh, I don't know, the eucalyptus could be too strong for it. But actually, they've got on really, really well. And you know, it's one of my star pots. Absolutely adore that one. Again, this sort of black and white and silver theme this year, it seems. And there you can see my soft pot well. Now, that's actually really practical. Again, it's not just being pretty. It's all made out of soft pot stones. You can build with soft pots, you know. You can make walls and all sorts. And that hides a bucket. And in that bucket, that's where I keep the water. And that's where I water all my plants. I just chuck them in the bucket, wait till the bubbles stop, and then once that happens, then I know it's all clear. And I don't know if you can see that, actually. I should have got one on filming. Can you see that? That was my air element here. That's a lavender. It's a lavender base. And then on the top of that, I've put another soft pot with a butterfly bush in it and some lobelia. And then on the top of that, I put these little girls. and I just adore it, absolutely adore it. If I can spin her, they just catch in the wind, and they're so beautiful. Gorgeous, aren't they? Anyway, moving along. This is a beautiful pot. It's got a lot of jewellery in it, as you can see. And actually, slugs don't like jewellery either. And this is this is me and my weird sense of humour. I came across a bracelet, a necklace, and it had loads and loads of these fake clocks on it. Can you see? And so I put it together in a soft pot and put a few feathers with it, and that's my version of saying time flies. And this is a star. This is my it's related to the pea plant, but if you can see, it's got jewellery at the bottom, and then I've taken it right up to the top. It's got feathers, and you know slugs don't like feathers either, especially if they're dry. No, they'll deal with them if they're wet, but not if they're dry. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful plant. And here's just that was a big hanging basket. It's a very pretty hanging basket actually, but I've just stuck it on top of some candelabra. Coming back to my well, you see, can't really see how I built it on the inside, but there you can sort of see. And you see what I mean about plain soft pot stones. They look like stone. People try to sit on them when I was at the exhibition. And inside I've got a bucket with gravel, and I find having gravel in the bottom makes the bucket look sort of nice, and I think it sort of draws the bits down and stuff, keeps it clear. This is a lovely, lovely pot. Again, seem to have a lot of carnations for some reason. And here's again my bean, my sweet pea, not sweet pea, mange tout peas. There we are. Really pleased with that. And there's my tomato. Yep. Yeah, that's my tomato. I didn't put it into anything bigger. I never got round to it. But as you can see, you know, as you can see, actually has got tomatoes, and it's done really, really well. I mean, all of this got shunted from here over to the Yorkshire Show ground. It all got put up really quickly. Slugs love those. Tagette. They smell like tangerines. They're just, oh, the most wonderful smell. And yeah, there's my bay. That didn't get into the show. And then, oh, I don't know if you've seen her. I've had her many, many years, and she's had many, many incarnations. At one point she was a sort of Rasta woman, but she's got to be at least 12 years old, maybe more. And there you can see the base of my moss pots, and there you can see my little pear tree, and this is a stand, my little bird bath effort. Now, coming into this corner here, hope the signal holds. This is one of my favourites. Ooh, very old. Now, how do I get rid of that? This is where it all goes wrong. Oh, that's it. Now, don't know whether you can see there. See the people? They were there. at the show, sitting on a log. And there's my pear tree. Isn't she beautiful? Oh. And look at that. She's actually got pears as well. So she might come in. Show you. Ooh, there we are. Pears on my pear tree. And I've shoved everything into this corner for the moment because I don't know what else to do with it. Hopefully all of this is going to go to Henshaw's very, very shortly. And here, that's my aubergine. And I've got aubergine, nasturtium, petunias. And they all seem to be getting along really quite nicely. And again, you can see my magic band of Brillo round the pot. Fantastic stuff, that. And there, oh, look at her, and she's wearing a leopard skin. Yeah, leopard skin. She's really rather gorgeous. And very, very pretty little pot there. My one and only marigold. That's a pretty pot, nice big pot. And these things, you know, they can go on your patio, and it's so easy to make them. It's stupid, and after a while you realise how much better soft pots are than conventional plant pots. And you know, every time you see a plant in a conventional plant pot, it looks like cruelty. It really does. There we are. Oh, that's quite a nice sophisticated one there. La 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 la. And right, let me see if I can move back out here. That's just a really well-behaved bay. Had her for years and years. She's quiet, but she's lovely. And here I've got a couple more. People. Now, they were at the show as well, and they're rather cute, I think. See if I can. You can see him. Oh, there we are. And the lovely thing is, you know, with softpot sculptures, is that because they're so soft, and they can bend and form so easily. It's just such fun for children. And that's just another nice bowl. Oh, hello, Antoinette. Hi, Annie. Reminds me of our rainbow days. Yep, this is where it all started. And here I just bunged my sweet peas into the tree there, which was possibly a mistake. But you can see how they're tensioned. You know, they're sort of self-tensioning systems. And I just use a bangle to connect one to the other. And it works really, really well. And you can get really, really tall. Can you see my beans over there? My bean there? It's going up into the tree now, but yeah, I just stuck there yesterday. I probably ought to stick it somewhere else, but okay. Oh yeah, I'm a lupin. Where's my lupin? Yeah, and that's my foxglove. And again, it's in just a pretty little pink pot. And that's a moss and material combination pot, and that's got Hushara in it. Ooh. Let me just take that cover off. And then, what else have we got? Now, I don't know if some people might remember that. That was in York 6 years ago, and it was just above the well. And that's the same plant. The thing is, softpots, plants last a long time in the soft pot, you know. Oh, and that's my lady in the tree. She's quite happy. And those are my light dancers. They're really lovely in the sun. And very, very, very simple. And what have we got here? Yeah, that's my sweet pea. And then coming round, oh, that's a nice little dangler hanging from my tree. And then, what have we got? Oh, this is one of my favourites. I put gravel in the side to give it weight. And then over the years, the gravel and the moss has grown. And I just really love it. Absolutely love that pot. Yes, that one's quite a pretty little pot. That's relatively new. And then on this side, got the little mushrooms and stuff, and her. And here, that's an Acer. And maybe if I take it round this way, you'll be able to see it's a whole world in there. Strawberries, and that's got to be 17 years old now, and it's just beautiful. And then, along with the show, I've got in there, that's all my winter stuff. I'm gonna have to sort it out, but yes, I hear it's going to get really hot soon. And here's my 7 oak bond set. And I had a dragon and a little dragon figure and a TARDIS in there this year. You can build a world inside a soft pot, you know. You can make a soft pot really, really special. And again, it's a moss pot. It's never been recovered. And it's just beautiful. So yeah, this is my 20-foot of gravel at the front of my house. I can't believe I actually managed to squeeze so much in. But a good deal of it went to the show. That's a nice big one there. And that's big and wide, and again it goes really, really tall. And there, that's another of those long ones that I make, and they're just very, very flexible. You can turn them. You can move them around, use them as ballast weights for tall things. And that's my window box there. Whoop. There's my window box now. And again, Softpots make lovely, lovely window boxes. And oh, now you can see how tall my beans are. I mean, those are very respectable beans, I would say. And again, I should show you, maybe I can show you the tensioning system. See how it's tensioned underneath, and then it comes up to the ring, and then from the ring it goes all the way up to the top. And you can adjust it as needed. And I'm really proud of my beans because I know slugs like them, and I've had them here now for growing for quite a long time, and they really are relatively slug free and bug free as well. Anyway, thing is, this is my garden. I mean, your garden would be different. You know, soft pots, very, very personal. Very, very personal indeed. I've had many of these for many, many years. It's hard to let them go. Oh, hello, Vince. Oh, thank you for joining. Hello. I was saying this is the summer. Goodness me, I've got a lot of plants. I don't know. You should have seen. I got there with the van and everything, with all my plants. I had to take half of them back from the Great Yorkshire Show. I've sort of slightly overdone it in my garden here, I think. But then, you know, you never know what's going to work, so you've got to have a sort of excess, really. That's my justification. Anyway, that's you know, the best of the show garden that I can show you. There's loads of other elements that you're not seeing, you know, the uprights and the elephants and the cats and the animals and stuff, but, you know, hopefully somebody will stitch something together for me and I'll be able to show you sort of briefly a video of while I was there and everything was up. But hold on a mo, I'm just going to take it upstairs again now, and da 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 da. Oh no, I've left the cover. Ooh. That's not going to work, I don't think. Turn it round. And if I stick that lot behind it, ooh. How's that? I took the cover off the camera and I've left it downstairs, and normally I sort of dangle it off off the top here, so I'm just adjusting it a bit. Can you see? Let's try maybe doing that. That's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, just you'll have to do there. Hello again. Well, I managed to get give you hopefully a good tour of what's left of the exhibition garden without giving you a first-class view of the side of my neck, which is what happened last time. Again, I do apologise about that. But yes, you can see, because that's why I've been really quiet. I've just been getting quite neurotic making up this exhibition. But all things start with a simple soft pot. And a simple soft pot is a handmade fabric plant pot suitable for any plant, indoors or out. And as I showed you, they take many forms, many shapes, and they are just so much fun to make. And there's no going back once you've made a soft pot, and you know how good they are for plants, because they are much better for plants. The roots grow normally, you don't get roots spiralling. You can just, if a plant needs to get bigger and you want it to get bigger, you just connect another soft pot to it and you can keep on going like that. Or if you want it to stay small, perfect way to make bonsai, just rub the roots off and the plant's not stupid, it goes, ooh, and it bonsais itself. I never got invited back to the Bonsai Society after I told them that. I just heard them dragging all their instruments of torture closer to them. Oh well. Anyway, yes, let's move on. Soft pots are much kinder to the plant, and they're better for the planet because you use loads and loads of recycled materials. After you've made 3 or 4 soft pots, you get what I call soft pot eyes. And everything you look at, you think, oh, can I put that in a soft pot? Could I put a soft pot into it? Could I wrap a soft pot round it? Oh. Once you get the notion of soft pots, I mean, even after, well, I've been doing it for 17 years, I still wake up in the middle of the night thinking, oh, I haven't done that yet. I mean, this is a nice one. I haven't shown you this one before. This is a wrapper. I just, you can wrap it around a doorknob, you can hang it off your washing line, and what it is, it's actually got one of those Chinese balls in it, and it's just a counterbalance, weight for it. And it's just a very simple, very elegant, it's wearing a bit of jewellery, as you can see, very simple, very elegant way of just draping, casually draping a plant. I mean, soft pots, if you ask me, soft pots are sexy. It's not just that they're made from ladies' stockings and tights and fishnets and things. They just are, they're just so feminine and strong. They're like the people who wear them, actually, originally. They're soft, strong, supportive, nurturing, giving, flexible. Oh, yes, and the perfect medium if you have to put your plant in a pot. So, how do you do it? Let's carry on. I just cannot bring myself to buy any more plants. And I went out yesterday and I saw this little ivy, and it's got something special about it, in that it's a little ivy ring. And something like this you can turn into a world of its own. You can turn it into any sort of statement that you like. You watch, this humble little ivy can become magical, totally magical. And it all starts with a leg of stocking. Leg of stocking from a pair of tights. Generally I buy them as tights, and then I just chop the leg off. And what you want, if you're going to make it a really, really pretty pot with all lots of the shiny things shining through, you need the sheerest, shiniest, glossiest stockings you can get your hands on. You need 10 denier or less. 15 denier at a pinch, and only if you really, really twizzle. 10 denier, any colour you like really, but I find black seems to work best generally. I find for things like succulents, cacti, grasses, things like that, blonde tights, as I showed you out there. Blonde tights seem to suit it better. Don't know, it just is. And it's a matter of taste. It's how you make a soft pot on the inside that's really important, very much like people. How you make it on the inside is what counts. How you dress it on the outside is a matter of taste. And so here I am, I've got my soft pot ring, and that comes with a kit. And by the way, there's a new kit come out. It's a £10 kit, and it's a half-go kit. And Steve's going to put up a link, I think he will. I think he has. And you can only get it from that link on this channel. It's not available on my website or anything else. It's just a special, just for you. And it's a £10 kit, and that means that you can make a few soft pots. You can join me next week. Have a go. Come along with me. Make a soft pot. Yes, and oh yes, please share. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. And very soon I'll be bringing out a whole load of videos, downloads, so that you don't have to come and visit me at Henshaws if you don't want to. You can just learn at home. And there's so much you can do, you know, with a soft pot. It really is. I just give you the basis and the grounding, and after that, it's so unprescriptive. It's ridiculous. Right, here we go. I've got some gravel in the basis of my stocking leg here, and what I've got next is 3 scoops of compost in this bucket, and I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. Now, you can't just put compost into a leg of stocking because it won't work. A good stocking constricts, and it will constrict and contract to the point where the soil is just a rock, and your plant will die. So please don't think it's just compost in stockings, because it's not. What you need is Softpot Gold, and it's called that for a good reason, because it looks like chunks of gold. Can you see it? It's really light. It's a natural mineral, and it comes from volcanoes, and they blow it up like popcorn. And what this does, when you put it into your compost mix, a standard rate is 1 to 4. 3 scoops of compost to 1 scoop of Softpot Gold. And what it does when it's in your soft pot is it stops that compaction happening. It absorbs the ground, and it absorbs the water and nutrients, and it releases it slowly. And it is just a much, much better environment for your plant roots. And a naked soft pot, even undressed, is a very beautiful thing. If you put it outside, it looks like stone, like I showed you on the well. And leave it out there long enough and it will grow its own moss, its own patina. And sometimes it's really beautiful and you don't want to touch it. Other times you think, it could be right next door to the one that's really beautiful. But the one next door to it's like, just take a damp cloth and wipe it off. If you have soft pots in the house for a while, they can get dusty and they can get a bit dull looking. Just take a damp cloth, wipe it, and it'll come back to its original sheen in an instant. Easy, easy to revive. Right, so I've got my compost, I've got my Softpot Gold in there, and now I'm going to fill. Don't be tempted to fill it when it's just sitting on a counter, because it won't work. Ooh, Steve Day, hello. Oh, good, yes. Steve's put up, have a go. There we go, the have a go kit. That's good, thank you, Steve. Right, here we go. Yes, the best way to fill it is let gravity do the work. And what you do is that you just hold it over your bucket and let it dangle. And then, with any luck, your compost and mix will just fall into the top. And you know the nice thing about soft pots is that you don't get dirty, don't get a bad back, you don't need hundreds of plants. Any simple, modest, beautiful little plant that gives you a thrill, that'll do. That's all you need. And oh, here we are. Filled up my stocking. I'm going to do the bounce. I'm just dropping it onto a reasonably soft floor, not concrete or anything like that. Just put a little padding, maybe a bit of newspaper if it's outside. You don't want to hold your tights before you start. And I'm just bouncing it up and down. And you know the children just love this. And it does, it just brings out your inner child in an instant. And now, see how beautiful that Softpot Gold is inside that naked soft pot. At Christmas time, you know you get those little Christmas trees, little hollies. If you make a plain naked soft pot with one of those in it, and then just get a little bit of white felt, cut it out with a wiggly pattern, stick it round its neck, and you've got an instant Christmas pudding. Even more so if you use brown. Ooh, brown tights. Yeah. Hard to find though these days. Right, okay, let's move on. I'm doing the donut. Got my thumbs, putting it in the middle, going round, giving it all a ooh, good squish. Not to make a hole for the pot to drop into. No. The reason I'm doing this is to squish any lumps. You've got to squish those lumps. And if they won't squish, get your hand in and yank them out. Because sometimes you finish up with logs in compost and it's just impossible. Right. Oh, just closing the door, Henry, hold on. Apologies. And so, here we go. Gonna take this up, gonna take this down. Going to walk my fingers down. And give it a stretch just to give the stocking some idea of what it is I want it to do. And this is generally the most difficult bit of trying to get make a soft pot, is getting your plant into the pot. If you've got little children, just hold the leg of the stocking open and just let them drop it in. Otherwise, you get good at it very quickly. You'll find your own best technique. And I'm just going to take this out. Come to me, close your eyes, come to me. Right. I'm going to open this leg up any way I best can. That's how I do it. And I'm just going to stick that on the top of the pot. And I don't know, I think it's a bit too wide really maybe to get down, to get this right up over its head. So I'm going to stop there. And then, again, when they're in this position, they're a bit like children. Think of them as children. All you have to do is put your hand on its shoulder and pop them into bed, and you're just going to lift up the blankets and tuck them in. And you're just going to go round and tuck it in. La 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 la. There. That's lovely. Softpots are a very kind, living home. You have a very healthy microorganism world inside a softpot, I've found. Right, let's just give that a bit of a jiggle, settle it in, let's have a look. Yes, I think I like that. Don't worry about the shape at this point in time, it doesn't really matter. It'll take you any shape you want to give it at a later stage. Now, even with my glasses I can't read that. Right, taking a slice of type, going to take another. Going to tie it round. Now this is a simple soft pot. I don't want it to be a spill job, so I'm just making it a nice tight tie round the neck of the pot. I'm going to cut off the excess because I'm neat and tidy. And then this is where I'm going to decorate. Now I think I'm a bit short. I think all my materials are sort of downstairs really. So I'm a bit limited on what I've brought up. But when it comes to decorating, there's a golden rule. Stay away from natural materials. Anything that's natural will rot between the layers and it goes slimy and horrible. Don't do it. It's just a waste of good soft pot. Got a slice of material. This is organza. Yeah, anything artificial, scarves. Although having said that, feathers are good. Feathers, beads, shells, sweet wrappers, jewellery. Oh gosh, they wear jewellery with a plum. Let's have a look here. I'm just tucking that bit of material that I put round as a petticoat, just around the pot. Let's have a look. Make sure it's there. That's it. I'm going to keep it quite simple because I don't want to get too complicated. And yeah, this is the only thing that I've found I can use that works well, and I'm so glad it does. Colour grass is a natural material. It's something that they use in the carpet industry, and it comes in the most beautiful colours. And this is what allows you to make a soft pot to match anybody's decor, anybody's colour tones, indoors or out. Now, I've just fluffed it up, really light as a cloud, and I'm just going to pop it round there on top of the petticoat, and that's the basis of the ball gown. Because really, I mean, you have to drag out your inner fairy when it comes to making soft pots, because they're all, by the time they're finished, you have to ask yourself, does it look like a fairy that wants to go to the ball? And if it does, then it's ready. Having said that, sometimes you get really, really quiet soft pots too. Often trees, I'll just use moss and keep it really, really quiet. Or completely plain. As I said, naked soft pots are very, very beautiful. Got a little bit of green here, I'm going to add a bit of green. There we are. One of the things I've found is, you know, if you've got blue eyes and you wear a blue jumper, it enhances your colours, enhances your eyes. It's just the same really with plants. If you reflect the colours that are in the plant, you really can't go wrong. You finish up with a very tasteful pot. And the plant, it just enhances the plant. I mean, sometimes I deliberately go and do something completely wild just to show you that it doesn't matter what you do, you'll finish up with a beautiful pot. But, and as I said, decorating is entirely a matter of choice. Right, so let's have a look at what we've got. What have I got left? Not a lot, really. I've sort of decimated my stocks, really. All my good wools. This, by the way, I say this is wool. It's not. It's an acrylic. This is an acrylic mohair, and this is still one of my favourites because of the vibrancy of the green. And you can just keep on going like that. Keep popping things on. Different colours, just as you like. I mean, making a soft pot it's just a completely random, serendipitous journey. And I know it all looks like chaos. And by the time I'm finished, it really does look like chaos. But then, quite magically, it all turns into the most beautiful order and art. Every time. You can't really go wrong. There we are. I'm going to layer it up. I can layer it up again. I'm almost tempted to do, that's a bit striking, isn't it? Have to push the boat out. That's the thing, you know, experiment, push the boat out, stretch those boundaries, because there is so much more than just pretty little soft pots. There's so much more that you can do, and it's just a world of its own. It really is. Right, I think I'm going to stop with that bit there. Let's have a look. Glittery bits are always good, as I said. I get these at Christmas, and I never see them again until Christmas time. So it's one of those things, when you see it, grab it. There we go. Just going to pop that round. And then sequins. Let's have a look. Gosh, I don't have any sequins left either. Going to pop some purple sequins on. There we are. La 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 la. Yeah, when in doubt, sequin it out. I have to admit, after Christmas, I stopped using sequins. I get really fed up of all the glitz, and I'm just so pleased to have quiet pots again, with browns and soft browns. Oh, lovely, lovely. In February, yeah. I find the colours that I tend to choose are, when I'm driving along, I realise that I'm actually making soft pots that reflect the colours in nature, and in February time you just do, you make quiet pots, because the world is quiet, nature's world. Right, I think that's that. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to take this top down now. I'm going to get my hands in, stretch my fingers inside that leg of stocking, take it down, da da da, bring it down, bring it round. Before you pick it up, see how dark it is? You have to work a lot harder. See? Alright, yeah. Yeah, from here, I'm going to pick it up. You see its naked bum there? Grab that. Don't let go. With your other hand, just take it down. Pull the stocking gently but firmly down over your arm. There. Now, push this all back up. There we are. Bring it down again. Let's have a look. Now, just give that a little bit of a jiggle, settle it in. Now, what I said about different worlds, I mean, this sort of invites a different world, doesn't it? A world inside there. Now, I don't know, let's have a look. Let's finish this off. I'm just going to take, turn that upside down, can you see? Bottom's nice and clear there. Get it close to its bum, get that out of the way because it'll get involved. And then, this is called the twizzle. You twizzle it. And what that does is it forces more tension into the stocking, making it as sheer as it's possible for it to be. And then you just tie a knot close to its bum. Cut the umbilical cord, and your soft pot is born. Now, if you've got, you know, all those little animals and things that you see, strange little figures that you see in the second-hand shops, You know, I always think, oh, I don't know, I don't have anywhere to put them. But I find that sometimes I see certain ones and I think, oh yes, I can do something with that. And I mean, this is one. It's a little fairy. And you can just create a little centerpiece, just pop it in, just hook it underneath that rim, and it's secure. And there you have, see if I can bring this a bit closer. There you have a rather fetching little piece, easy peasy to make, very special looking and lovely. Or you can create another sort of world. We've got a box of strange stuff here. Sometimes these are quite good. I wouldn't use real incense when using it, because incense and plants don't get on at all. But again, you can create this. If I knew I was going to do this, I would have built this in like firm. But yes. Again, another sort of world inside a world, making it really special. Could be British and just put a telephone box in there. Anyway, you get the idea. You get the idea. There's just all sorts of things that you can play around with. You can put gravel in the top as well, and that can help create the right sort of scene. You know, if you've got the telephone box and everything, create little rivers and bridges, and it goes on and on. Anyway, that's that. You put that away. And just at the very, very last minute, I thought I would just show you some of the things that I really, really like, and I think are really special. I don't know if you might even remember her from the shop. She's got false eyelashes, and do you remember her? I mean, that's got to be 6 years old, and she was looking a bit tired, so I gave her a bit of a facelift and a bit of paint, and boom, there she is, beautiful again. And yes, Softpots can be so quirky, as I said, so quirky and personal. And here, this is a little carnivorous plant, but I put it inside this sort of pineal gland thing, and it's really, really rather fetching. It's got a bracelet round its neck at the top there, and it's beautiful. And last but not least, so I'll put that to one side. I thought I'd show you my carrot. Here we are. She's still doing really, really well. That's been on my washing line, and it's been to the show and greatly admired. And this is a nice little hanger. Do you remember this one? Still very, very pretty. Bit of jewellery there at the top. Little dangly thing there at the bottom. Very sweet. Lovely combination there. Some of them are danglers and some of them are designed to go flat against the wall. I mean, that's just a pretty little dangler. Beautiful, isn't it? And, oh, come on then. And finally, I thought I'd bring him her time head. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Time, please. Well, that's it for another Saturday Softpot Club. Thank you very much for those who joined. Thank you very much for those who will join me and watch later. I hope that you'll join me next week. Please buy a kit. Get the £10 special kit. Have a go. You'll be so pleased you did. And yep, I'll be doing online courses and workshops soon, basic and advanced. And you can always find me, just Google Softpots. Annie at Softpots is my email. Softpots.com is my website. And thank you. See you next week, I hope. Bye for now. Happy soft potting.